A name, guys, that we've heard once or twice associated with the transfer portal is our friend Bear Alexander. While we're already talking about USC, we might as well mention him. It sounds like, according to our own Mike Roach, he is lining up visits to Oregon and Penn State. SMU is trying to bring him in for a visit as they prepare for the college football playoff. But Roach thinks that Alexander is also interested in Texas, Colorado, or even a return to Georgia. I think I named about 12 teams there. So, Cooper, when I throw all that out at you, what sticks when it comes to a potential fit for him?
Well, this would be his third program. That's what sticks out. I mean, the biggest thing is your best ability is availability. And for Bear Alexander, that's been a little bit of an Achilles heel towards his game. But you talk about a guy that can do a lot of different things. This is why he was really highly touted coming out. But he's long, he's athletic, he's position versatile. You can play him off the edge, you can play him inside. These big guys, they continue to get a chance. And right now for these teams, you got to look at it this way. This is a one-year rental. So this makes a lot of sense. They're going to get him at a cheaper price than they would have when he entered the market just a couple years ago when he was leaving Georgia. And they're going to say to him, Bear Alexander, you have one chance to get this right because, the NFL views you as a lens, as a early day two kind of NFL draft choice. This guy could go in the second and third. He's got that type of ability. But right now he's day three because of the football character and the character concerns. He hasn't been able to stay on the field. The one that makes a lot of sense to me, Dan Lanning, obviously coming over from Georgia. Oregon makes a lot of sense. Georgia makes sense. And if I was Bear Alexander, I'd be looking to team up back with Kirby Smart because they've been missing that guy. We talked about it on signing day with Elijah Griffin, who they signed, but there's no Jalen Carter, there's no Jordan Davis, and they've been swimming in rarefied air there in terms of the type of talent that they've been able to bring back in. But you talk about a guy that would then not have to acclimate to another culture. He's already been there, so he knows the standard. He knows the expectation. If I was in Bear Alexander's corner, I would say, hey, listen, there's nobody better in the country than developing defensive linemen than Kirby Smart. You can look at that over the last couple of years. This is the place that you should go to rehab not only yourself as a player, but as a person. This is where you got to get right. So I think Georgia makes sense. I think all those schools, you would understand why they're in it. And quite honestly, this would be a guy that would probably have a 94, 95 grade, but with the concerns, we'll slide him down to a 92. It's like, do I want to be attached to a guy that's on his third school in however many years? But the ability is there. There's no question about the ability. He's got to get right on the field.
What's fascinating, too, is that if you play a premium position, we'll look past all the transfers. We'll look past that because you might just be that one position that we need to be the difference between a playoff team and a championship team. And keep in mind, too, we see this every year with regular recruiting. Every coach thinks that he's Picasso and can turn that blank canvas into a masterpiece. And yeah, we could be the ones that fix him. I know he had issues at this school or at that school, but we're going to be the ones that are going to fix them. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they kind of lapse into what they've been. But from a talent standpoint, from a premium position standpoint, from, like you said, an availability standpoint, that's why Barry Alexander, that's why you named 12 schools. Yeah. That's why you're able to list off all those schools that are interested in him because he's a talented player at a premium position that they can look past all the bouncing around. And it's not just with the third school. I mean, there was a history of that in high school.
High schools,
high schools in 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. It's hard to look down on a player for transferring multiple times when we see it so frequently. But yeah, the bringing in the baggage and believing that you can fix it sounds a little bit like dating.
Yes.
I can fix him. I know that he's got all this coming back.